Hey guys! Alrighty, so in an effort to do more collaboration videos, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, I have a special guest for you today. His name is Trey. He is a trans guy in his second year of high school. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone. As Guy said, my name is Trey, and I know you can see a washer and dryer behind me, and that's because I'm in my bathroom, because that's where the best light is. So go with what works, you know? Anyway, I've been watching Sky's videos for quite a long time now, and I always thought he was a really cool guy. So when I decided to start on YouTube, I was like, I want to do a collab with him. So I emailed him, and here we are today.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly how it went down, and I'm really glad that I've got Trey here because it's been so long since I've been in high school. I've graduated in 2009, whereas Trey is in high school right now. He's living his experiences as we speak, so I wanted to ask Trey a little bit about his experiences being trans and being in high school. So Trey, have you come out to your high school peers or administration, and if so, how did you go about it?
Yes. Well, yes to half the question. I have come out to all of my high school friends, and I did that by texting and calling them and just saying, hey, I have something important to tell you, I'm trans. And they were all completely fine with it, totally cool, better than I could have expected. I'm really lucky. In terms of the administration, I've come out to 3 teachers, the band, orchestra, and chorus teacher, and that's because I am in the school play, so I needed to tell them so that I could be cast as a male part. However, I do plan to come out to the entire school in the beginning of next school year.
That's awesome. And so what would you say, like, the overall range of reactions were? You sort of touched on that, but overall?
Positive reactions all around from both the 3 teachers and my friends. My friends are just fabulous, fantastic people. I love them so much, and they're totally cool about it, totally accepting. You know, they ask me questions to make sure that I'm comfortable in situations. It's awesome, you know? And the same with those 3 teachers, you know, they're good teachers, good people, totally accepting. It's awesome. I'm so lucky.
Wow, that's really amazing. I mean, in high school, I know everyone's sort of coming into their identity, and so it can be a really rough time. There's a lot of friction, a lot of tension, and a lot going on for everybody, regardless if you're trans. So I think that's awesome that you acknowledge that you're really lucky to have such positive and supportive people around you, but I imagine that also your bravery in telling them and the people you've chosen to surround yourself with, it really is awesome. That it's truly amazing and remarkable that you've had such a positive experience. I mean, I can definitely see that in the way you carry yourself, so I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. So what about the bathroom situation? Because I remember in high school finding a bathroom was kind of hard, and it was hard to choose, you know, which ones to go to. Like sometimes I'd use the guys, like usually I'd try to find a gender neutral one. So how do you go about navigating the whole bathroom and locker room situation?
Ooh, bathrooms. Well, my school's bathrooms are pretty dirty, so I didn't use them to begin with, and when I do, I use the ones in the music hallway, which are dressing rooms, so anyone can use them. In terms of gym, you know, I haven't fully transitioned yet in school. Like, my friends know, but not everyone knows. So I do have to use the female locker room, which is a bummer, but, you know, it's what you gotta do, and it's fine, you know. I only have 1 more semester of gym class, and then I'm done. So that'll be over soon.
That's awesome that you found those options to be a little bit more safe and comfortable in those dressing rooms. I'm really happy to hear your school has that. And also, I really appreciate that you are like, you know what, I've got another semester of gym class, and I use the girls' locker room right now because you're not out to everyone in school yet. And I think that that's really nice that you can sort of look at it like, hey, that's just how it is. It doesn't make you any less Trey. It doesn't make you any less of the guy that you are. It's just a formality in that sense. So I know that can be really hard, so I really applaud you in remaining so positive through that too. And so Trey, what advice would you give to those that are in high school and are planning to come out as trans?
If you want to come out as trans while you're in high school, I think that's great. It's kind of a perfect time because you're in between adulthood and childhood, and as you transition to being an adult, you can transition to your preferred gender and live that way. And that's great. That's one of the really good things about finding out who you are in high school and then becoming that person. However, I would be cautious if you live in a conservative or closed-minded area or family, because you might not want backlash or harassment from outside sources. And if that is the case, I recommend that you wait until you're a legal adult and then you can take control, because in terms of youth transitioning, you need your parents' consent, and if you don't have that, nothing can get done. So that's the only time I think I would wait. However, if you feel like you need to come out, I'm all for that. What are your thoughts on that, Sky?
Yeah, I really like what you said there about how it is sort of the perfect time between childhood and adulthood to really transition into being seen as the person that you are. And so that does make sense. I mean, high school is a big time of change and transition. You change so much from 9th grade to 12th grade. Just look at the people around you. It's crazy, the range there. But I also agree, sometimes it's not a safe environment, and it's really hard. It's really hard to wait until you're 18 when you've maybe felt this way since you were 12. And it can be a really tricky place. Sometimes coming out, it's life or death for you, as in, I need to come out because I've been keeping this in for so long, and even the backlash is still worth it. Other times it's like, you know what, I know who I am. My parents aren't going to be okay with this. My school's really conservative. Maybe I'll just wait until I'm 18 and I am independent and able to make these choices for myself as a legal adult to be who I am. So it's definitely sort of weighing the pros and cons there, like you said. And so I'd say basically my advice is the same way. It can be a nice place to come out, but at the same time, if it feels unsafe, it might be worth waiting if you can. So do what's best for you in the moment and in the place that you are. I came out in high school. I was really lucky. I had a similar positive experience as Trey, but not all experiences are that way. In fact, most that I've heard do have some negative repercussions. So it does depend on the environment, and it also depends on the person. So to each their own, but if you are going to come out in high school, you have my full support, and I will want to do anything that I can to support you in that. And my last question for you, Trey, and it does not have to be trans-related, but what has been your best moment in high school so far?
So I haven't finished high school yet, so my favorite memory may change, but as of right now, my favorite memory of high school has to be the first day of freshman year, which is also the first day of high school, but you all know that, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Anyway, in middle school and elementary school, I wasn't a loser per se. I had friends, believe it or not, but I didn't really fit in, or I didn't feel like I fit in with everyone else. So it's kind of like when you're in an awkward situation and you're just like, what am I doing here? It was that type of feeling. So not only was I nervous about starting high school, but this school is actually in a different town from the one I live in, so I didn't know anyone. Absolutely no one. So I was just nervous as all nervous. Nervous as all nervous. Yeah, I was nervous. But by the end of the day, I was the happiest person alive. I felt like I had finally found a place where I belonged, where I fit in, where there were people who were just as crazy and open-minded and language-loving as I was. And it was a really amazing feeling, and so that's definitely a highlight of high school.
That's awesome, Trey. I mean, it's interesting because a lot of people, that's like the worst and most terrifying day, but it's amazing that you can see, how much that's shaped every moment up until now for you, just that feeling of finding a great group of people. So it's really awesome to hear about your experiences, Trey, and I'm really happy that you could come and talk a bit about them with me. So everyone go check out Trey's channel. We did a video on there too, so you can go check that one out, and definitely give him a subscribe if you want to follow a guy who's in high school who is making it through, and he's making a lot of funny videos, so definitely check him out. Alrighty, thanks, Trey.
Thanks for having me on the channel, Sky. Bye, guys.